But you know, the justice system was designed to imprison black men. Like
women,
it's the pipeline.
protect women.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why not have all that anger
We're
towards
like the
the
least
system?
protected women. Black women are the least protected.
How?
Yeah, like
women.
why?
I don't see y'all going to jail at the same rate as men.
No, we're not. We're not, because obviously black men are targeted more. But what I'm talking about women. I'm talking about just women, not men.
How are y'all the least protected?
But we're talking about
all different types of women. I'm not talking about of all people. I'm not.
How are y'all the least protected? Tell me how.
So you're
telling me, if you don't agree with that, then you don't agree with Malcolm X, because Malcolm X said the same thing.
I don't give a fuck what Malcolm X said. I'm asking y'all to substantiate y'all argument.
Black women are not as protected as white women. That, like, you know, that's true.
Okay, explain it to me how.
Period.
I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm not saying that it is true. I'm saying, explain to me why you saying that. Give me an example.
Because our whole entire country is built upon racism, and systematic racism is embedded in pretty much a lot of institutions that
That's not what our country is built off of. Our country is built off of country is built off of capitalism. And if you want to talk about the least protected, it's actually Native Americans. It's not black women. Native Americans suffer 10 times worse than any black woman on the face of this fucking earth. If you go over to any reservation, they got plenty of them over here in Michigan. I actually go to them, and some of them over in East China, right? They are suffering horrendously, way worse than any black women. So first of all, that's just a talking point. That's not true, right? And if you want to have a talking point and you want to just have a conversation, then you can always just throw that out there. But what I'm asking you to do is substantiate your argument. How are black women the least protected women on the face of this planet? Because it's not black women, first of all, it's Native Americans, and they was the first ones that got the fucking country took from them in the first place. Secondly, black people got conquered. They participated, and it wasn't a system that was built against them. It was a system that was built off of capitalism because they wanted to profit. And so what happened was black people participated in the slave trade in the same way as white people. As a matter of fact, there were black slave owners. And if you want to look at the Atlantic slave trade, it was literally black people that were incentivized to capture other black people in order to sell them over here to come over here in America. So if you want to hold people accountable, also hold your ancestors accountable. They just got the bad end of the stick. They wasn't as good as negotiators as white people, right? So that's what really happened. So now that we have that out of the way and we understand that capitalism and incentivized in order to make sure that we built this country up, and there was also black slave owners, how are black women the least protected woman on the face of this planet?
I could try to answer that very quickly, but real fast, how are the Native American people suffering more than everyone right now? Just in what way?
Have you ever been on a reservation?
Oh, God.
They're the most.
They're the most
not
have access to water.
They're the most poverty.
They're literally trying to kill black people off.
Oh no, but let me hear what Anton was saying. I'm so sorry.
They're the most poverty stricken. They have the most. They're the most poverty stricken. They're the least protected. They don't have laws to protect them. They are drug infested.
This is not about.
If you go over to any reservation, it is one of the most saddest things that you've ever seen. It's worse than any hood. Go over to a reservation, it's worse than any hood.
Yeah.
Well, that's something I don't have much information on.
In the court system, if Jonathan Majors if it had been Megan Good's situation, it may have turned out a little different.
Y'all just gonna skip past how black women. Y'all just gonna skip past the black women part. How are black women the least protected person on the face of this in the country?
No, I'm just saying about that. What I was trying to get to was, had the woman had been a woman of color, I feel like she could have been an Indian woman. It don't really matter. The probability of him getting off probably would have been higher than.
Great.
That's what I think. I'm just being real.
Like what? Give me another example.
Of what?
But that's what we all agreed on earlier, is that the reason that this happened was because she was white.
How are black women
because white women tears are high currency. White women tears
How are black women the least protected? How are black women the least protected?
Well, Anton, why do you think Malcolm X made that statement when he did?
I didn't hear Malcolm X say that statement.
He did make that statement.
I didn't hear it, so I can't.
It's audio.
We know you didn't physically hear it. What I'm saying is, why do you think he made that assessment? Why did he use that language?
Malcolm X didn't like white people.
Pardon?
Malcolm X didn't like white people. That's why he said it.
No. But I'm asking you, why did he specifically say that black women?
I have no idea. I have to hear the speech in its entirety because I think that the context matters. You got to hear what he said before it and what he said after it, right?
Okay,
so
well, this is
something that I'm not familiar with. What I'm asking you guys is why are black women, and help me to understand, give me 2 talking points how black women are the least protected.
Okay, I'm trying to. Okay, listen. Men are physically stronger. That's just how it is.
No,
If
no,
you
no.
look at society, there's a totem pole. It's society in America, there's a totem pole. If you want to be honest about who runs the most things and how it goes, and it's white men, white women, then it's black men, and it's black women. That's just a totem pole of things, of how things go with authority and things like that in America. And because men are stronger and men are some of the most dangerous people toward women, you know, you have all these women who are at the mercy of men, of many men. And many of them have horrible views about women, not all, but a lot of them do. And they take out their aggression on women, and a lot of it is unchecked, and a lot of it is unreported, and so they end up being in these lower income spaces with the same men. Black men and women end up in the same low income situation.
Can I also
And the women are at the disposal of the men in those situations, so they get worse treatment a lot of times that goes unchecked.
Yeah, and I
That's
will
one
also another
talking point.
example of a way. I think what Brittany was saying was right. I think another example that we should maybe look at is the fact that a black woman's pain, you know, isn't even taken seriously in America. A black woman and a white woman can be laying down in the same street screaming and hollering who they're coming to the aid first. It is a known fact. It is a known fact that black women suffer the most during pregnancy in hospitals. They have the highest birth death rate because their pain is not
mortality.
Okay, I give you that one.
Yeah.
When they're in the hospitals, no, let me finish. When they're in the
I'm agreeing with you. I'm giving you that one.
Yeah, when they are in the hospitals and they are complaining, they are not taken seriously, and that's led to many unnecessarily deaths, not only to the mother but also to that child. And that in itself is systemically embedded in our systems, specifically towards black women. So, and that's a major big thing because they are preventing us to reproduce.
Okay, so I give you one. I give you that one.
That's a good one. That's a major
one. No, listen, I'm objective. And so if you get a good one off, I'm going to give it to you. So I give you that one, but I asked you to give me 2.
I'm going to give you one.
Mine was bullshit.
I can give you one. So
Trigger, I love you. Yeah, Trigger, you my girl, but that wasn't a good one.
Okay.
I'll give one then. So well, she did make a point as far as like the totem pole. So already being a woman, period, you're down here, right? Just being a woman. Now, when we look at our races, being black is considered like the worst thing ever. If you go in any part of the world, people all different parts of the world are very, very racist. So we're already being looked at a certain way. We're already perceived a certain way. There's already stereotypes about us as far as like black women already. So we're already being looked down upon for those purposes. So what I'm trying to say is we're the least protected because we're already told to internalize our racism as well. So already taught to hate ourselves versus other different races. They're not conditioned that way to begin with.
I mean, that's true.
No.
Off of that,
hold on. Let me address what she just said. You've mistaken. That's not the least protected. That's the least desired. Okay.
Well,
black women and Asian men.
But that affects our protection. It does.
You can look at it like this, Anton. You can look at it.
Well, just because people don't desire y'all at a mass scale does not mean that you love them.
That doesn't mean desire in an attractive way. It's basically like you're overlooked. You're the marginalized person. You're overlooked.
You're marginalized because y'all make yourselves. Listen, y'all
No,
make
but Anton,
yourselves
they
less
literally just
attractive.
passed.
Y'all,
They literally just
y'all
passed the
wild.
Don't do that. Don't do
They
that.
literally just
No, it's
passed
the truth.
the
Listen,
pound
listen.
bill,
Don't do that.
right?
That's
The
not
thing that y'all
it. That's not
celebrate.
it.
Hold
That's not
on.
it.
I'm gonna get to you, Jazz. The thing that y'all love and y'all celebrate and y'all champion about each other.
We have been conditioned to hate ourselves, just like how some black men hate themselves. We have been
No, you
conditioned to not
champion
like
the
our
worst thing
hair.
about you.
We have
Listen,
been
y'all
conditioned to
hate
not
and y'all
like the
go
way our
against.
skin tone, our
Y'all hate. That's not
features.
true. That's not true. The
We
thing
have
that
been
other
It's
people
conditioned.
probably
love
pointless to
about us,
continue this debate
the thing
with
that
him.
other people love about y'all hate about yourselves, and that has nothing to do with conditioning. I'll give you an example.
Yes, it does.
Y'all go against and y'all hate Candace Owens.
I love Candace Owens. That's my
But
Hold
girl.
on, I'm
you
not
say that
talking
we're-
about you specifically. I'm talking about as a collective, the culture.
Okay.
Y'all hate Candace Owens. Y'all champion Sexy Red. That's a
Nobody's
fact.
championing sexy, right?
I'm saying as a culture, not
No.
as individual. Yes, y'all do.
No, that is a subset.
Listen, but one of the most popular people.
That is a
one of the most
subset
popular-
of the
Listen,
culture.
if we
That
look
is
at
a
the most,
very small subset of the culture that praises Sexy Red. Collectively, the majority of the culture of Black women are not championing women like Sexy Red. And
yes, y'all do.
That is a
And
huge.
it's not just Sexy Red. It's Nicki Minaj. It's Cardi B. It's all of y'all. Listen, you have no heroes.
But here's the thing.
Y'all
When it
have
comes to
no
us not being
heroes. Y'all
protected-
heroes are all entertainers. Y'all have no real heroes.
What? That's not true.
Neither do y'all.
Give me your heroes.
Neither do y'all.
Neither do we.
Who
Thomas
up?
Sowell. We don't have
Yeah,
heroes.
y'all don't either. Who are y'all
I
heroes?
don't
Kevin
hear.
Samuel?